Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hello,
Good
sir.
afternoon. Good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon. Good
Yeah.
afternoon, sir.
I'm
Yeah.
audible? Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
sir.
you.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
And I'm looking for that my screen show. What is that? My PPT. PPT.
Okay, okay. No problem.
So good afternoon to all of you. Shall we start?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Sir, we'll wait for 2 minutes.
Okay. Thank you. We'll wait. We'll wait, ma'am.
Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, very much, ma'am. Very
Am I
much you're
audible?
audible. You're audible, ma'am.
Yeah.
You're audible. Yeah.
Good afternoon to all of you. With the blessings of Lord Sri Durgandeshwara and Shivalingeshwara Mahaswamiji, Siddha Samasthanamata Nidusosi, I, Professor Sujata S. Kamte, Faculty of Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, Hirashagar Institute of Technology, Nidusosi, welcome you all to the webinar on Ethics in Engineering Profession by B. Jayaprakash Rao, IRS. On behalf of Principal, HOD, staff, and entire webinar community, I welcome you, sir. B. Jayaprakash Rao, IRS, CEO and Chief Mentor of Skills, a life skills training program for students and professionals, Hyderabad, to this session. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you.
I extend a very warm welcome to our beloved HOD, Dr. Ravi M. Edali, to this webinar. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
I extend a very warm welcome to all the participants and dear students who are going to participate in this webinar. I welcome one and all to this webinar. Hope this webinar will be helpful in giving you the knowledge regarding the ethics for engineers. Now let me briefly introduce B. Jayaprakash Rao, sir. B. Jayaprakash Rao, a teacher by passion and an economist by profession and an expert in taxation and a former bureaucrat. Sir was born on 2nd November 1968. Sir's educational qualifications are BSc in the year 1988 from Osmania University, Hyderabad, MA English in 1995, SV University, Tirupati, PG DMC and J in 1999, JNU, New Delhi, MA Economics in 2002, Osmania University. Sir sat for UPSC Civils in 1995 and 1996, cleared mains and selected in civil service as an IRS officer. Sir, from 1988 to 1995, served as the medical representative and district manager in Messrs. Wakradhan Limited and Messrs. American Remedies Limited at various headquarters in India. From 1996 to 2016, Sir selected for IRS through UPSC and worked as Assistant Secretary, Economic Affairs, Ministry of Finance, New Delhi, Joint Commissioner of Income Tax, also a passionate teacher in New Delhi, teaching English to students of various levels, including civil services and general studies, current affairs and general knowledge. Sir is presently the CEO and Chief Mentor of Skills, a life skills training program for students and professionals. Sir is also a panel of various institutes for their interview programs. Sir is presently running online classes as a freelance trainer for UPSC Civils in Economics and Geography, and also for GATE Verbal Ability, IES General Studies, coaching especially Indian economy and current affairs with strategic analysis in Hyderabad, Bangalore and Chennai, for various institutes like ACE, Engineering Academy, Hyderabad, for their video classes, for Karnataka Public Service Commission and SSC JEE. Also at National IAS Academy, Bangalore, for Geography and Legacy IAS Academy, Bangalore, for Indian Economy, Sarat Chandra IAS Academy, Vijayawada, for Ethics and Economy. Sir has hobbies like chess, reading and writing, and special interests are analyzing consumer behavior and advertisements, making strategic analysis of current affairs, political and social issues. Sir is good in, Sir has the command over English, Telugu, Hindi, Marathi and Kannada. With this brief introduction, I just present B. Jayaprakash Rao, IRS, in front of you all, the resource person of today's webinar. So we are very much lucky to have you as a resource person to this webinar. Thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Now, over to you.
Thanks. Thank you very much. Thank you, the principal, Dr. Kumar Kamte, and my very good friend and mentor, my guide rather. He guides me through everything, Dr. Ravi Adahalli, a very good friend of mine, and also Dr. Sujata Kamte for introducing me, and she convened all this program on your behalf. Let me all, in the very beginning, wish you all very much high success in your career. But there is an old saying in English. Generally, we all follow that. And we all have learnt it and we follow it as well. Again, I don't have an iota of apprehension about your ability to not to have it. They say, if wealth is lost, something is lost. And paisa kuch kho jata hai. Ya kuch zamin zaidat kho jata hai. Hana kasu yadadrahu hodidre enu parvailla, enu tondre illa adralage. Nothing wrong in it. Nothing, no problem. Good, you lose it. Health is lost. Something is lost. थोड़ा तबीयत खराब हो गई है. चलो, ठीक है. We can recover even from a disease called corona because our recovery rate is very good. But if the character is lost, everything is lost. We all have this belief that we all tell lies at some point of time. Maybe in a profession, in a person, neighbors, cousins, relatives, somewhere we tell lies. It's humanly normal tendency. But it's acceptable for us because we have our own reason for telling lies. झूठ जब हम बोलते हैं तो हमारे कोई कारण होते हैं. हमारे कोई कारण है कि हम झूठ बोलते हैं. ನಾವು ಸುಳ್ಳು ಯಾಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾರಣ ನಮಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. But the problem is, then someone else tells lies in us, we don't like it. We don't like the person, we brand that person. So here where I'll be introducing to you a very, very basic topic called ethics, morals, values, and how these play a role in profession, and all this we'll be discussing in the due course of 1 hour. Please stop me wherever you want to. You can raise your hand, or you can come online, you can speak, you can discuss it so we can clarify all that, and we'll be taking you through the particular slideshow on the web PPT now. We'll be taking the ethics part of it, especially for engineering profession. Why engineering professions? Why not other professions? Why not a lawyer? Why not a medical professional? Why not any other police officer? Why not a teacher? But why only engineers need to be ethical? I mean, rather more ethical. Let me put it this way. If a medical surgeon, a doctor, has done something wrong, I mean, unethical, by giving the medicine or not following the duty or the profession properly, then the loss could be the loss of one life. One person get wrong treatment, the person may die. Acceptable. I'm not acceptable, but understandable. If a lawyer does not follow ethics, one innocent person may be a culprit. He'll become a culprit, he'll become a convict, he'll be arrested, he'll be put in a prison. Maybe a chartered accountant is not ethical. Maybe a company can show a few lakhs of rupees loss or loss into profit, or they can manage the accounts. Maybe a police officer is not ethical. Probably somebody may get punished or harassed or harmed. Acceptable or understandable. Not acceptable, understandable. But mark my words, if an engineer is not ethical and has not followed a particular design or a drawing, or he has not used the proper construction material, or he has not fitted a machine properly, or has not taken care of it, the damage is vast. If a building collapses because of a faulty construction, or a flyover or a bridge collapses because of the wrong design, hundreds of people die. An engineer is the most important person, alpha to omega, the most important person in career. All the more, I will be talking to electronics and telecommunication engineering students, all of you, communication engineering. This is the communication age, Suchana Yug, the information age of information. From rock age, we have come to iron age, we have come to information age, Suchana Yug hai. Everything related to information, everything around information. Now, and you give me this mobile phone with a 1.5 GB data in it, and you leave me alone. I can browse whatever I want to. Remember this. How I am and what I am, what I look like to the people, and how I behave when I am alone is what all ethics are about. Long, long ago, in my classroom, when I was a student, a discussion was going on, and I asked my teacher, what is the difference between character and personality? Generally, such questions come. Then she said, personality is what people see you like. When you are in open, when you are in a society, when among the 4 or 5 people, among a group of people, how you behave is your personality. The way you people identify you. Whereas, when you are alone, how you behave is your character. So the wonderful words. Today, let me introduce to you a topic called Ethics for Engineers. So welcome to the session. We'll go now. All right. So ethics for engineers, we'll be starting from the beginning. Ethics for engineers, and I'm Jay Prakash. Ethics. Before that, I have a very, very few questions. Can ethics be taught? Can ethics be forced upon? Do ethics change according to situation or a gender or a social class? Right. These are the very pertinent questions. Can we teach ethics to anyone? I mean, is there a need for someone to learn ethics? I mean, is there a need that we need to learn ethics? Can I really tell that this is what ethics is all about? Can I teach ethics? Can I force ethics to all the people? Can I? So, can I force upon ethics to people? Can I make people understand the importance of ethics in one's profession? So there are very, very pertinent questions, very relevant questions in today's life. When we see, I have asked another question. Do ethics change based on the social class, gender, rich and poor? So I'll ask some of the students to give me a very simple answer. Only students should reply, others will not. I mean, if you raise your hand or you come onto the chat box, probably we can discuss it. I have a very, very basic question for you. Let me give a hypothetical scene to you. One of your classmates, he or she has gone to a shop and purchased 30 rupees worth of goods or a packet, biscuit, bread, something. 30 rupees की कोई सामान आपने खरीदा है, ऐसा. ಒಂದು 30 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ವಸ್ತು ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ರು ನಾವು ಶಾಪ್ ನಿಂದ. ಒಳ್ಳೆದು. And you gave a 50 rupee note to the shopkeeper, and there are rather 4 or 5 customers in the shop. It is busy. The shop is a little busy. Other customers is attending to customers. He's a lone fellow there. You gave a 50 rupee note and you asked for a change. Assuming that you gave 100 rupees to the shopkeeper, he returned 150 and another 20 rupees to you. Instead of getting 20, you got extra 50 because the shopkeeper assumed that you have given him 100 rupees. All right. Now, what will you do? Immediately, we'll have one of your classmates raising the hand, please. One of your classmates. Can you please raise your hand, or can you come online? Suraj Raikar says, I will return 50 rupees back. सूरज बेटा, आपने तो चोरी तो नहीं की है, उसकी गलती है ना. It was his mistake to have given you. We have one of your classmates answered that he is so honest that he is going to return 50 rupees to shopkeeper, saying that no sir, गलती से आपने 50 ज्यादा दे दी, मैंने आपको 50 दिया था, 100 नहीं है. ನಾನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ 50 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ತಾನೆ, 100 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಯಾಕೆ నాకు 50 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಿದ್ರಾ ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನಾ 50 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ವಾಪಸ್ ಕರ್ಸ್ತು तुम्ही. बरं. That's what Suraj does. Congratulations to you. I'm happy about it, the way you behaved, Suraj. But remember, not all the people do this. Can we force ethics on people? Can I teach ethics to someone? Yes. The answer is yes. For all the people, yes. And does ethics change from generation to generation, or a social class, or a gender? No. Ethics, irrespectively the world over, is same. What is harmful to people is ultimate. So what is the ultimate yardstick of ethics? How will you measure whether somebody is ethical or not? What is ethics all about? Do they change? Yeah, they do change. Sometimes situations, they change. Sometimes there are situations you need to tell lies to save for larger good. For larger perspective, you can tell a small lie, not a problem. So, yeah, we have this mails coming and the chats. Yeah, so fine, very good. So, we'll be going to the presentation and discuss that. And thank you very much for your participation. Indeed, a very good answer. And that was, in fact, the answer for it. You should have written that 50 because it's not yours. What is not yours, you will never take it. Whatever that is. Whatever that is. It could be money, it could be a thing, it can be a pencil, it can be a razor. can be anything which is not yours, is not acceptable to you. You'll only take what you rightfully earn. Now, this is a bandwidth, this is a standard mark for everything. You come under a particular employment with a particular fixed salary, you have been agreed upon, you have signed the offer letter, the government has given you the appointment letter with a particular pay scale. That is your basic, your DA, your grade pay, everything is that. Other than this, you will not even accept a single rupee to do the government work or your personal work, anything that. Even to that extent, you will not accept a sweet packet on Diwali. It happened with me. There used to be a lot of people who come to my office and used to give me Diwali sweet packet, 1 kg sweet packets to us. During Diwali Mubarak, they used to give and go away. What to do with it? I can't believe there are almost 400 packets of them. 400 kgs of sweets. Kya karte yaar? What will you do with it? You can't eat. Maximum you can eat 1 kg, all of your family members put together. So Diwali sabki liye hoti hai. Diwali is a festival everyone celebrates. So I used to hire a van or an auto rickshaw. But bada. I used to put all the 400 packets and go to a slum area where there are poor people. They never ate good sweets. I mean, asli ghee ki bani hua sweet kahan khayenge yaar? Mewa ke, mawa ke, they don't eat. So I, with my family, we used to go and give every packet to every household. 400 households, they used to give 1 packet of sweet. Diwali Mubarak. You can't avoid gifts, but you can do good with it. I'm not trying to suggest that you take a bribe and help someone. No, that's wrong. But something falls upon you, distribute among good things. So, today we'll be starting with that basic question of whether ethics can be forced upon, and we can go to learn that now. So, ethics. Can ethics be taught? Can ethics be forced upon? Yes, ethics can be taught. Ethics can be forced upon. If someone is not coming to class on time, somebody is not coming to office on time, you tell them after 3 late comings to the office, half-day salary will be cut. You can force upon people. Punctuality, discipline, work culture, everything will fall in line. You can do this. And you can actually employ these techniques to make them understand the importance of it. So do ethics change according to situation or gender or social class? No. Ethics, irrespective of your background, it is same for all the people. So, now I'm going to give you 2 sentences on your screen. Please read them as carefully as possible. A wrong is a wrong even if everyone is doing it. A right is a right even if no one is doing it. Remember, a wrong is a wrong even if everyone is doing it. A right is a right even if no one is doing it. This you remember in a very, very clear way. We all commit mistakes. It's not that we are away or we are some people who do not commit mistakes at all in life. It's something here. We all commit mistakes. A wrong is a wrong even if everyone is doing it. गलती जो भी करता है तो गलती है. हर कोई कर रहा है गलती है. ತಪ್ಪು ಯಾರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ತಪ್ಪೇ ಅದು. ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಯಾರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲಲ್ವಾ ಮತ್ತೆ ಹಾಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಕರೆಕ್ಟೇ. ಯಾರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಲ್ಲೂ ಅದು ಕರೆಕ್ಟೇ. ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಯಾರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಲ್ಲೂ ಅದು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು. ತಪ್ಪು ಯಾರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ತಪ್ಪೇ. This is a very, very important lesson to begin with in ethics. The reason I tell you in a very, very simple language, I'll tell you, because you're all very grown up and you're very talented. I need not tell you all this, but I'll tell you, because there are a lot of implications which you can recall. Generally, we all have an escape route in life. This you remember very, very carefully, young ones. सब बच्चे लोग ध्यान से सुनना है इसको. मैंने पिट को बैठने हूँ. We need to be careful about it, because we always find an escape route. What is the escape route? When somebody says you have done something wrong, he said, He is doing it. She is doing it. He is doing it. When they do it, I can also do it. No. No, you cannot. Because someone is doing, you cannot do it. If somebody is wrong, you can't be wrong. There are certain guidelines for us to follow. So, the one which is a guideline, which is a torch, which is a way which shows us the light in the dark path, the guiding force. I don't mind if you can call it religion, you can call it morals, you can call ethics, you can call a system, you call professional body, anything you call. It's okay. As long as we are honest enough in our duty, we are ethical in our duty, we are punctual in our duty, we are disciplined, we treat all human beings equally. Fine, we are doing our job. There's no question about it. So here the question here is, what is the lesson we are learning in this particular two statements? A wrong is a wrong even if everyone is doing it. A right is a right even if no one is doing it. He said, ध्यान में रखना है बेटा और होशियार केळबेकु ध्यान नेनपिट्कोबेकु. This is very, very important because there are situations in your life. There comes a chance in your opportunity and offer life where other people, your colleagues, your professionals, your subordinates, they always say, see sir, she is doing it, so why can't I do it? He is doing it, why can't I do it? No, you can't do it. Because somebody is doing wrong, you can't do it. It's not a title or it's not an entitlement or it's not something, a license for you to do something wrong. तो कोई गलती कर रहा है तो करने दो, आप नहीं करेंगे. Because we all have our own ethical values. We all have ethical values. So we need to be careful about our ethics. So how that goes, we'll be seeing now in the session. So, we tend to find an escape route out of every crisis situation, every difficult situation. We try to get out of it. We try to find an escape route, or we find a convenient method to convince others that what we are following is the right approach, while pointing at others. Right? Be careful about this. You'll never do this. Okay. So be careful about it. The word ethics has its origin from the word ethos in Greek. Ethos means character. As I told you, character is what you are when you are alone. Character is what you do when you are alone. Character determines your character, is your life. You are identified by the way you behave in the society. So, when we see a profession like a medical doctor or a lawyer or more importantly a civil servant, we assume that they're perfect as of their character is concerned. So and generally when I come across any people like a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer or a civil servant, we generally believe that them to be perfect as their character is concerned. Then everybody is perfect. Character is our identity in a society as perceived by others. That's what I told you. Character is identity, the way you are identified in a society. All right. So, human values, morals, ethics, integrity. There are three basic values we'll be discussing today in our course of discussion. We'll be bringing you to many other characters and values and all, but today we shall be discussing three. One is morals, the other is ethics, the third is integrity. So what are these three all of? Can they be used interchangeably? Yes, they can be used interchangeably. No problem in it. Is morals and ethics same? In a way, yes. Generally, all people talk in their common parlance, they are same, but not in usage part of it. So what are morals? What are ethics? Basically, all are values. We all are driven by values. We all identified by the values we have. So what are they all about? So we say morals are, in a way, morals is a personal compass about right or wrong behavior. Whether you're right or wrong, who will decide? You will decide. You will decide. You tell yourself whether you're right or wrong. What you're doing is acceptable, unacceptable. Who will decide it? You will decide it for yourself. आत्मसाक्षी कहते हैं उसको, आप या कह सकते हैं जमीर कह सकते हैं, अपनी जमीर को, कॉन्शियस, आत्मसाक्षी, आत्मा को साक्षी मान के, तमिळ आत्मसाक्षी. और ನಿಮಗೆ ತಿಳಿಯುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ನಿಮ್ಮೊಳಗೆ ಒಂದು ಒಬ್ರು ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಗುರುಗಳು ಅದೇ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡೋದು, ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಯಾರು ಗುರುಗಳು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಅದೇ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡೋದು. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸಾಕ್ಷಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ನಂಬಿಕೆ. You believe yourself. You know you're doing it right or wrong. So there's no someone need to come and tell us that what you're doing is wrong. You can't cheat yourself. You can't steal your own money. You can't tell a lie to yourself. When a person is lying, we can come to know very easily whether the person is lying or not. So, conscience. So, morals is a personal guide, a personal compass, which tells us whether it's right or wrong. हम खुद decide करते हैं. We ourselves decide whether something is right or wrong. I should do this, I should not do it. I should be fair, I should be just, I should be kind, I should be compassionate, I should be impartial. So look at how many qualities do we really possess. I should be smiling, I should be taking it easy. Somebody says something, all right, it's a part of life. Somebody has some stress or some tension, take it easy. So we have to take it in our own way. We can't complain all the time that people are like this, people are like that, the world is like this. No, we are not here to judge people. Don't do this. So morals are what your personal compass. Whereas ethics are right or wrong behavior. Like morals, ethics are also right and wrong behavior, acceptable, unacceptable behavior. But these are guided by the society or a profession. So in a class, how you should behave. In a class among all the classmates, a teacher, she is teaching something, a teacher is teaching something, an important topic. Today we are discussing signals and strengths, we are discussing communication, we are discussing EDC, we are discussing analog. Very important topic, very interesting topic. So teacher is teaching with all earnestness, seriousness. So what is your role in a classroom? As a student, you learn it. You have a doubt, you clarify the doubt. That's all. There ends the job as a student. So how do teacher behave? Teacher should behave respectably. Teacher should also have some decorum. Teacher also has certain manners. Teacher also has certain limits as far as it is concerned. But for all the teacher, all the students are like his or her children. And for all students, the teacher is like a parent. The way we behave with a parent is the same thing we behave with a teacher. Similarly, in an organization. In an organization, there is one man whom we call a boss or a top man. The top man or the higher leader, we have something like elder brother, we can say. Or we have someone who is maybe a relative, maybe a person. I know some people who are spouses, wife and husband. I know a wife and husband working in the same organization. Both are officers, the same department. But I found them very funny. I mean, unusual. Not funny, unusual. They used to work as if they are strangers. They used to come together, they used to go together. They used to have lunch together. But professionally, they were absolutely strangers to each other. I've never seen them talking anything personal in the office time. Once or something, they got a phone call about the children's health and all that. So she requested her husband to grant permission to go to hospital. I've seen such professional people. So we know how they have behaved. So that is ethics. It is decided by the society, decided by the profession, decided by how we behave with each other in a group, a society, community, religion. For example, a temple. When you go to temple, when you go to a mosque, when you go to a church, when you go to a Gurudwara, there is a decorum that you need to maintain. Because when you go there, you take a bath and go there, then you wash your feet, then एक परिक्रमा करते हैं, then भगवान के आगे हाथ जोड़ के माथा टेकते हैं, है ना? कुछ तो करते हैं. You do some puja there and you behave yourself and come out. You don't talk nonsense. You don't behave like it's not a place where you can have a gala time. It's not a party. Like, there is some decorum. Everything is decided by the society. That's what we call as ethics. Morals are a personal compass of behavior. You know it, how you should behave. When there are 4 or 5 girls around, there are 2 boys here. The two boys know when girls are around, how should they speak? What kind of a language? Otherwise, boys among themselves, let them do what they want to do. We are not worried about. But if there are girls around us, we need to have some respect for them. It's called gender sensitivity. So be careful from it. So here we need to understand the importance of society, that is ethics. Personal is moral. Then comes the third word called integrity. Integrity, as the word suggests, is ethics in practice. If you have ethics and you are practicing ethics, it's called integrity. Yeah. So I teach many things. Okay. I can sit here across the webinar, or I come to you directly, and you and I, we are discussing many things. I'm telling you many, many good things. I told you a lot of good things in the classroom. How should one behave? How should one do that and all that? The class ended. Or I'm going back to my hotel room, I'm going back to something. If I behave something which is not what I told you, then I don't have integrity. I may have ethics, I can preach them, but I have also a responsibility of practicing it. So integrity is ethics in practice. Okay. So these are the what basically values that are related to profession, I'm telling you. Because your boss or your teacher or your higher authority, your superior will tell you something to do. Or probably I don't have ethical right if I don't go to office on time, but I ask my assistants and subordinates to come on time. I don't have any ethical right. Because I am coming on time, I am behaving properly, then probably I can ask someone to come on time. If I am right, then everyone can be right. But at the same time, you can't say, sir, I have come late, but that fellow will also come late. No, you can't show it as an excuse. But that's it. Wrong is the wrong. Everyone does it. Even if everyone doing it is wrong. You have to go on time, go on time. That's it. There in the matter. No excuses whatsoever. So here, we need to be careful about this. So ethics, morals, integrity, I've tried to define it in a way. Ethics, the rules of conduct recognized in respect of particular class of human actions or a particular group or culture. Like every group or culture, every thing has particular rules of conduct, how one should behave. Whereas morals are principles or habits with respect to right or wrong conduct. While morals also prescribe do's and don'ts, morality is ultimately a personal compass of right and wrong. Whether you are right or wrong, who will decide? You yourself will decide. But integrity is a practice of being honest and showing a consistent and uncompromising adherence to. Uncompromising is a beautiful word. You will not compromise, come what may. Let anything happen. Your values are guided by your conscious. You are what you have to decide what is acceptable, what is unacceptable. But you are the one who is going to decide. That is your integrity. Consistent, uncompromising adherence to strong moral and ethical principles and values. So, ethics is a perspective. The way you see, एक नजरिया है, ಒಂದು ದೃಷ್ಟಿಕೋನ ಆಯ್ತಾ. Ethics ಎಂಬುದು ಒಂದು ದೃಷ್ಟಿಕೋನ, ಅದೊಂದು ತರ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ. We look at it that way. So, you have a reason to be unethical, but is it valid? Let's ask one of your classmates. You have reason to be unethical and you have a valid reason for it. Can I ask anyone to tell me this? You have a valid reason to be unethical. Can anyone tell me? We have Shilpa, then Suraj. Suraj already answered. Then we have Ms. Renuka, Monica Devi, Supriya, Mehtab Khanum, all these people. Anyone can answer in the chat box, please. I have a reason to be unethical. I have reason to be unethical, but can I substantiate it? Restrictions in society is what Vijay says it. But you didn't tell me in detail what kind of restrictions you have for being unethical. Or society is one could decide whether you are ethical or unethical. Or society is a watchdog. What is ethical, what is unethical is a perspective. I'll give you a simple example to you to understand what I mean by unethical and ethical. Generally, we live in an Indian society where we have a typical mentality about women is concerned. When women are the subject, our rules change, our perspective changes, our opinions change, our attitude changes, unfortunately. Very unfortunate, but this is true, the reality of it. But we generally forget that a woman is equally human. हम ये भूलते कि औरत भी इंसान होती है. हम तो कभी परवाह नहीं करते हैं. I'll tell you a reason. It's around 10:45 or 11 p.m. in the night. A girl is walking on the road. She's going somewhere all alone. Maybe she's going on a vehicle. She's going on foot. Somewhere कहीं जा रही है एक लड़की. कोई 20-22 की लड़की है, 18-20 की है, अकेली जा रही है. करीब 11 बजे रात में. And there are some gentlemen or some gentlemen, let's put inverted commas, gentlemen are standing on the side of the road, on the corner of the road, and saw this girl going alone. Now, from their perspective, and I'm not trying to say that we need to care that those fellows, but yes, the perspective of those people, and harassment comes later on, Akshata. Beta, harassment to baad mein aayegi. The tongue, they keep wagging. You can't control it. How many long you can control people? Harassment, atrocities, or physical attack, or possibly mentally, they say something. But I can talk about that girl the way I want it. Then I can pass a judgment that girls should not be going at 11 p.m. unless it is, they are not a character. We talk about the character of that person. हम डिसाइड ही कर लेते कि वो कैसे हैं. Actually, the reality is her mother or father suffered a slight chest pain and she's going to call a doctor or she's going to get some medicine, she's going to get something, somebody had a very high temperature and there was no paracetamol at home. She's going to the medical shop to buy that medicine. Do we know the reality, truth? No. The people can talk the way they want. This is the perspective. This is what the society does. Even in your organization, in your college, in your thing, many people have many problems. Don't pass judgments just like that unless you know it. And don't give unsolicited advice to anyone unless asked. Even if they ask you, I suggest you better get away out of it unless they are very, very close to you and insist that you tell something out of your experience. Maybe yes. Otherwise, you have no business to poke into their lives. You have no right. Everyone on this earth has his or her own problems. Everyone has it. हम कौन होते हैं उनके बारे में बात करने के लिए? अपना काम करिए ना बेटा. We are otherwise very busy. So this, so I'm telling you the perspective. Perspective is very important. Yeah, we follow ethics in our professional and personal because society says it is the right thing to do. So, society says it is the right thing to do. It's good we do it. However, ethics dependent on others for definition. They tend to be considered in certain contexts but can vary between contexts. What I've been telling to you. How ethics is dependent on others for definition. Others define how we should live, what is acceptable, what is unacceptable. Society will decide. And they tend to be considered in certain contexts, but they can change. In a context, this may change. The base of understanding ethics is a subject matter starts with learning various theories related to ethics. So, we'll be slowly going into various theories that have been presented to us since time immemorial. There are many great books which tell good things about it. There is Ramayana. Ramayana talks about an ideal son, an ideal husband, an ideal father, an ideal brother. So all this. So now there are two brothers or three brothers for that matter. Three brothers in a story of three brothers. One is Lakshman, an ideal brother of Ram. Then there is Vibhishan, another ideal brother of Ravan. Ravan is wrong, Vibhishan is good. So younger brother tells what to be done. Ram tells Lakshman what needs to be done. But the other two are called Vali and Sugriv. Again, they too have their own difference of opinion. And they fight for their wife. So all these are what we get as a learning from the society. Similarly, Mahabharata. Similarly, we have the Troy. Then we have the Quran Sharif. It talks about how a father should treat children. It talks about how a brother should treat other brother, how a master should treat workers. So a lot of good things are told in a lot of books. We have religious books for that. Having knowledge of different dimensions of ethics will help an individual to take a proper decision in situation like ethical dilemma. Ethical dilemma, what should be done, what should not be done. What is acceptable in the situation, what is not acceptable in that situation. So the purpose of learning different dimensions of ethics will help us face to avoid several confusions and roadblocks regarding our ability to take decisions related to ethics. All right. So we need to be careful about how we understand ethics. This is all I told you. There are different ways of learning ethics. So ethics draws strength from social environment, established practice of law, religion, professional system, individual conscious. At the same time, it critically examines such of the source of strength. So ethics is complex and often confusing and controversial. It defies concise and clear definition. Now, you can come and tell me, sir, we have called you to tell me about ethics, but you say ethics is not that easy to learn. On one hand, you say ethics is that what it is. And second, ethics is not consistent in a definition. And ethics cannot be learned or ethics cannot be defined properly. What do you mean by that? Why are you telling both the things at the same time? Now listen. As I told you, there are 2 or 3 ways of looking at everything. One is a positive way of looking at it. When every person is a good person on the earth, every person is a happy person, every person has his or her own problems, and every person has their own share of positive, negative aspect. In a way, let me put it this way. If I ask you to tell me, when was the last time you saw a very good person on the earth? If I were to ask any one of you, when was the last time you saw a very good person on the earth? Then you tell me, in the morning, sir, while brushing my teeth, I saw my face in the mirror as a very good person on the earth. Very good, sir, no problem. Correct. There's nothing wrong in saying that you are very good. If every person is good, then who is wrong person, who is bad person, who is incorrect? बताइए. No, Suraj beta nahi hai, suniye. You are good in your own way, correct? But how do we decide that? See, I can't say all this group of people on the earth are good people and all this group of people are bad people. No. The world is not perception, yes, beta. Perception. Wahi pe aa raha hum log. That's what I'm telling you, how difficult it is to define ethics. So, we can't say that these are good people, these are bad people. No, beta. Thinking is also correct. Nadira. No. Situations. See, Nadira Chaudhary, beta ji. No. Every coin has two faces. Agreed. I'm not denying any of that. Listen to this carefully. Are there two groups of people on the earth that these are all good people, these are all bad people on the earth? No. All people are same. We are the people who are good people, we are bad people. Like one of your classmates talked about perception. The way we look at it. In a way, if somebody helps us, the very good person. If somebody doesn't help us, it's a wrong person. Simple. He's a bad person. He is not helpful. If a teacher scolds you for not doing your project on time, your teacher is bad to you. A teacher has given you attendance, though you are not come because you have some problem, acceptable. A teacher is a very good person to you. Do we decide good or bad, or acceptable, unacceptable from our perception or our compass? Are we the people who decide the world is good or bad? No. We can't do that. So, there are certain set standards. So, we all have to follow certain set standards in a society. Ultimate happiness. I mean, there are two kinds of ethics that will be coming to it. One is normative ethics, other is descriptive ethics. Descriptive ethics are left on the people to decide. They describe it from their own perspective. Normative is a norm, is a method. All the people have been doing it, so we follow it. That's what we do it. Right. Then, teleological. Teleological is again a very scientific way of talking ethics, but for now, we'll limit ourselves to this very small point. Teleological is the event that is going to happen. The consequence is more important. So what is the ultimate happiness for all the people? How are all people happy? Now, why do we say that a poor person has a right to be unethical? We can't. If somebody attacks a rich person, somebody like a Robin Hood kind of a thing, then we say, no, sir, it's very, very correct. He was right. He was absolutely right in robbing rich people, and because he did not eat for himself, he has distributed among the poor people. But ethics says wrong. Chori hoti hai beta. चोरी में अच्छा या बुरा नहीं होता. No, you can't say, sir, I'm corrupt, but I'm not eating it for myself. I'm distributing the money I take as the corruption and the bribe among people. No, not acceptable. You want to distribute, you distribute your own money, not corrupt money. You can't. You can't be corrupt for a simple reason. Because an engineer's life is all about others' lives. You have to make others' life easy, comfortable, happy. So here, all your efforts should be to make people happy. So here, perception. So I'm trying to tell ethics in a different perspective than normally all people talk. but I don't believe in rhetoric talk as far ethics is concerned. Ethics is basically, before that I leave, before we can conclude the session that way, I'll give a simple case study to you to understand it. You can decide whether the person should be right or wrong. What happened here is a very famous case. It was a huge pharmaceutical company. All over India, it has branches. It's a wonderful pharmaceutical, very top pharmaceutical company. It has one general manager, Northern India or Western India, Mumbai, I guess. The general manager, Western India. The whole of Gujarat, Maharashtra, Goa was under control. So there was a meeting conducted in the office. CEO was there, CMD was there, general managers, all were sitting. Other executives were sitting in a meeting. They were discussing some future program. In the meeting, the organization, the pharmaceutical company had the habit of giving a notepad, a scribbling pad with a pencil. All were given a pad and a pencil for writing down something in a meeting. Okay, generally, we go for a meeting, we take a pad and a pencil. So the meeting ended. This general manager, Western India, general manager Western India was going back home. So he went back to his chamber, he put all the papers and all, but his pencil was in his pocket. आज याद पेंसिल कोटिदार अल्लाह जो पेंसिल दिया गया था उनको वो अपनी पॉकेट में लगा के जा रहा था घर. The same lift had a CEO and CMD and other two managers, and this man also joined the lift. They were in somewhere 10th floor, they were coming down. Then the CMD saw the pencil in his pocket. Then said, pencil, organization's pencil. So, sorry sir, I forgot to keep the pencil back in my desk. Tomorrow I'll bring it. I said, all right, no problem, you can. So each of them went to their own car, they boarded a car, went home. It was a pink pencil with some flowers on it and blah, blah, blah kind of thing. A beautiful pencil. His girl, his daughter, our second standard or third standard, saw the new pencil in her dad's pocket. Then she asked him for a pencil and he gave away the pencil to the girl without really bothering about it. Then the girl took the pencil, sharpened it, mended it and all. She exhausted the pen after doing the homework. She kept it in her bag to show it to her friends and she took it home to class, school, next day morning. Then he forgot all about the pencil and he went to office. 9 o'clock, 9:30, he reached office. And he was sitting in his chamber working on all. Phone call came from CMD. So CMD wants to see you. All right. He went to CMD's chamber. So you called me and said, where's the pencil? Pencil? Yeah, yesterday you took office pencil home with you. And you promised that you'll bring it back today. Where's the pencil? Sorry, sir, I gave the pencil to my daughter. She took it to the school and all. The CMD closed his eyes for a minute, smiled, and said, go to the account department and collect your remaining payment. You put down your papers and you are resigning now. You are immediately terminated. His salary was 2 lakh rupees. And the pencil cost 2 rupees. This is what I call being ethical. Today, if you keep quiet because he did not steal, but he took things for granted. He took the property of the office for granted. That's the beauty of the story. How brutal the world can be. Then it took almost 6 years for him to get a job. So everyone knew the story of the pencil. No organization was ready to hire him. Again, he came back to South India, then somewhere in Coimbatore and all, a small organization, he got a job. For just 2 rupee pencil. So he said that just 2 rupees pencil, kya hota hai? Nahi. Usul to usul hote hai. Principles are principles. It happened with Azim Premji also. It happened, Azim Premji sacked a top technical officer of Wipro those days because he took away 500 rupees extra for a transport allowance given to him. So, no matter what, no questions asked. Ethics is perceived as a science, a theory, which can make or break us. So, my earnest appeal to all of you, since our time is over, 1 hour will be given to us. I could not cover much of it, but I did the whole background story. So, I appeal to all of you young ones, to follow ethical life. You will be happy. In 23 years of my service, I can proudly say, with the pride I can say, I lived an honest life. I lived an ethically perfect life. I lived my life. Even today, there are some examples which are given on my name. And people tell me that, hey man, you have been like this. I said, yes, I am like this. I'm proud that I am like this. हम कभी नजर नीचे करके नहीं देखी. I never put my head down. I never hang my head in shame as of now. So probably that's one reason why your institute and Mr. Dr. Ravi Adahalli has called me, a good friend of mine, to give me a talk on ethics. The other day I spoke on communication and ethics. Now I hand over to Madam Sujata Madam or Ravi Sir to continue the class. And if you can excuse me, I'll end the session now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Any queries from the audience? Any queries from the participants? Any queries? Any queries? No one? Yeah. Supriya Kulkarni.
Huh.
Ma'am, you have any query? Hello? Any queries there, ma'am? Supriya, ma'am?
No. She says no, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
No one has anything. Yeah.
Okay. So on behalf of Jaiprakash Rao, sir, we are at the end of the session. On behalf of principal, management, and everyone from all the participants' behalf, I, Sujata Kamte, offer you a very big thanks. Thank you, sir, for sharing a wonderful information and for sharing, for helping out our students, so that our students will get lots of new values and will promise that they never make their head down. Thank you, sir, for sharing the wonderful information and being with us.
Thank you.
I thank our principal and esteemed management for permitting us in conducting this webinar. I thank our HOD, Dr. Ravi Adahalli, for all his support and continuous guidance in conducting this webinar. And last but not the least, I thank all the participants for their patient listening and participating in this webinar, without whom this thing wouldn't have been possible. So I thank everyone for their active participation. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. So I'll leave, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. Hope to have another session and interaction with you, sir. Thank you, sir. Now we'll end the session and the feedback link will be pasted just within a few seconds. Thank you.